Dawn fractures across the canopy like flint against bark. Bodies ripple through green corridors, hand over hand, foot to branch, a silent river of muscle and breath. A mother with a newborn clutches a liana. A lead male tests a bowing limb. Juveniles thread behind, learning the map of air. Below the grassland steams a yellow sea where eyes gleam and claws speak. Above the trees, braid together into a fortress. The question hangs in every reach. What would it mean to never climb down? What would it cost to be safe in the sky? In the brief hush between wind gusts and bird song, the canopy people move as one. Late Miocene hominins, curved fingers built for holding ankles that still remember grasping bodies sized for balance. Cousins to forms, science would one day call Australopithecus and the first hominins of Africa's deep memory. They are hunting without touch of earth. Mango-like droops swell at the crown of a strangler fig. Termites pulse under a peeling limb. A sleeping colobus lies folded in shade. The lead male wedges a thumb-sized stone into a crotch of bark, strikes it with a fist-sized hammerstone, carried between cheek and shoulder since first light. A sliver pops free, sharp enough to lift stubborn bark and worry open an insect door. An elder female smears sticky resin across her wrists to fend biting ants, and with a pointed bone scavenged from a hornbill's nest, teases grubs into a leaf pouch. Two juveniles lash a bundle of broadleaves with vine a water bladder to ferry rain caught in cupped branches. The newborn's chest rises and falls to the rhythm of swaying wood. The mother chews bitter leaves and presses the paste over a thorn-scratch medicine learned from watching an old matriarch test plants with caution and scars. The first knot of the day tightens when vultures spiral over the savanna edge. Meet somewhere below a lure and a warning. The lead male freezes shoulders, bowing, lines of decision riffling across his back. The canopy people edge to the outermost boughs, peering down through veils of leaves. A leopard sprawls in the grass, dappled as shade, one paw folded over a half-eaten duiker. The cat's tail flicks, its head lifts, its eyes glint up the vertical world. The troop stills until the wind carries their smell aside. The youngest fidgets, heel slipping, bark rasping skin. An elder reaches palm, steadying ankle, a chain of weight and trust. Hunger drags on the bellies of the group, but the earth is a mouth that eats anything careless. The lead male signals with shoulders and chin, leave the cat to its meal. Drift higher, search wider. They flow into a neighboring tree, a cathedral of limbs arcing over a dry stream bed, and the grass below returns to its own breathing. By midday, heat, the second knot, forms without warning. The rival troop appears shadows among vines, then bodies, then faces painted with scars and sap. Not kin, not welcome. Their arrival ripples the canopy like a storm crossing water. The air narrows two roads in the same sky. The rival matriarch plants her weight on a central branch, crooks her wrist, claims the strangler fig's fruit with posture alone. Behind her, a male with a healed forearm break thumps bark with a dead branch, sending dust to the distant grass. Children cluster around the nursing mother, eyes wet, breaths thin. The lead male of our troop tests a higher path, but the branch flexes toward emptiness. A leap there would mean the ground's teeth. He reaches behind, breaks a palm frond fan's sap and scent. Toward the rivals this place is lived in, guarded sacred by use. The rival male answers with a violent sway that rattles a cloud of insects from a knot of rot. Ants cascade. Small bodies sting. A juvenile squeals and buries face into forearm, learning the cost of inches. The world tightens to bark underfoot, the split of shade and sun on hair, the calculation of angles written in bones that still remember grasping trunks in rain. The standoff breaks not with blood, but with hunger's decree. The rival troop edges away, claiming the distant fig, while our canopy people coil tighter around the central trunk. Relief is brief. Stormlight gathers on the horizon, gray sheets rolling over the savanna, wind shifting through the trees with a hiss that carries both warning and promise. Thunder cracks. The canopy itself sways like an animal shaking its back. Survival turns to tether. The mother binds her infant against her chest with a lattice of vines, freeing her hands. Two juveniles scramble to reinforce their leaf water bundle, jamming stems tight so it will not spill when branches whip. The elder female drags a fallen limb across a hollow fork, forming a brace against wind. Fingers and toes curl, knuckles press bodies, flatten as if seeking to fuse with bark. Rain lashes needles of sky that soak fur and slick wood. A youth slips. His squeal splits the storm. In one flash of lightning, the led male lunges, arm-hooking ankle muscles straining as branch and body sag together. The clan heaves back, grip by grip, until the youth clings again, sobbing into the crook of his rescuer's shoulder. Below, the storm drives predators into frenzy. Hyenas streak across grass, their laughter drowned by thunder. The leopard climbs halfway up a trunk to escape the flood, its eyes burning green in stormlight. The tree dwellers press higher, leaves thrashing around them, the storm testing every knot of muscle, every instinct etched by millennia. They endure, bound by the knowledge that the canopy is both cradle and grave, and only unity draws the line between them. At dusk, the tempest loosens. Rain dwindles to dripping threads. Thunder rolls away and air steams with the scent of wet earth. The troop drifts downward, not to the ground, but to lower boughs where fruit still clings heavy and swollen from the storm. Children bite into pulp juice, mixing with tears, while elders chew resin to ease cracked joints. The mother rocks her infant, whose cry has turned to sleep. Laughter comes raw, sudden, bubbling up through exhaustion. It spreads hand to hand, face to face, until the canopy itself seems to sway with their sound. Night descends not with fear, but with renewal. They huddle close in the great fork of a fig, bodies pressed for warmth, eyes blinking at the stars framed by trembling leaves. No fire burns yet. Heat passes skin to skin. The storm has left wounds and lessons, but it has also given them a myth that even in a world of endless danger, their sky road of branches can hold them as long as they hold each other. Dawn lifts pale and bruised clouds shredded into ribbons over the grassland. The canopy glitters with last night's rain, each leaf a mirror catching first light. Our troop wakes with groans and stretches, fingers probing bark for gripped legs taut from clinging through the storm. The matriarch, scarred from many seasons, pulls away a strip of lichen and tastes its bitterness, gauging the air safe for now. The young ones chase each other across damp limbs, their laughter thin but stubborn proof that survival is more than endurance, it is play reborn after terror. Hunger calls. A group descends not to earth, but to the shadowed mid-levels where fruit clusters remain. They break open pods, swollen by rain, share pulp in open palms. One juvenile tests a twig against a branch, mimicking the elder's tool work. Sparks of culture flare in gestures, not words. A nursing mother, still trembling from the storm's violence, finds strength in the clan's return to rhythm, hands reaching food, past wounds tended with leaves chewed into poultices. A faint scarlet stain on one male's forearm ant bites not fatal becomes a lesson licked clean bound with bark. From the distance comes a roar, lions prowling the flooded savanna. Their frustration rises into the trees but cannot climb. For these hominins, the ground remains a forbidden plain, a world of claws and teeth. Their heaven is precarious, yet it is theirs. As the sun climbs, the troop gathers on a wide branch, sharing what food they salvaged. Bellies are not full, but neither are they empty. The matriarch lifts her gaze to the horizon, where thunder fades and blue returns. Her posture alone speaks they endured. And as the youngest curl against elders, the canopy hums with quiet triumph. Here, 8.7 million years ago, humans who never left the trees weave a life not of conquest, but of balance. Each branch is both path and refuge, each storm a trial written into bone. Their myth will not be fire or cities, but endurance among leaves, a lesson carried forward. Survival is not merely the fight against death, but the will to share laughter after the storm.